Hey V riders, thanks for joining me today. Just gonna do another little vlog on this beautiful day. Currently 26 degrees. It's been 30 degrees most of the week, so it's actually a bit of a respite, to be honest. But yeah, so what I haven't done for a little vlog for a while, and here we are. So how are you? Hope you're all well, and I hope life is treating you okay. I mean, as some of you probably know, I got taken out a few weeks ago by a hit and run driver on a roundabout. So that was maybe 7 weeks ago now. Still haven't heard much from anyone, so I just think it's a lost cause, to be honest. But we shall see. I got my witness statement to fill in from the police 4 weeks after the event, which is, I mean, I can barely remember what I did yesterday, let alone 4 weeks ago. So as you would probably have seen by now, since the last vlog, I've had a couple of different bikes. So I had the Aprilia 200 V4, which I did love, but just didn't quite gel with. And I had a test ride on the Ducati Monster 937, which I was just really doing a video for, really, just a curiosity, just to, I've always liked them. In fact, it's one of the bikes I've considered when I bought the 200. But yeah, I never test rode one. So yeah, forgot my world now. So yeah, I chopped in the 200 for the Monster. Didn't really have to spend much. I've ordered a Terminioni exhaust for this, so I had to pay a little bit extra towards that. But all in all, I've got a reasonable deal, I like to think, from Ducati in Oxford. Not entirely convinced of their prep though, because the day after I got the bike I checked the pressures, and the front was at 23 psi when it's supposed to be 33. I have checked it since, and it's keeping pressure, so yeah, it was just low. So with this part exchange in the 200, when I decided I was going to go for the Monster, I had a look around what was about, see what was for sale, and there's one certain company that always catches your eye with their seemingly low prices, and that's Superbike Factory. So the original one I was looking at was on there, and nice looking bike. It was in black, which is what I wanted originally, and Termi exhausts. When you look into it a bit more, it was it'd done 3,000 miles, and it was 2 years old, and there was only one service, presumably, which would have been the first service. And funnily enough, a lot of the bikes I was looking at from there, yeah, you could tell they just seem to get the dregs, I'm afraid. Because there was a couple of bikes I was looking at that had no service history whatsoever. But yeah, so yeah, this particular bike I was looking at anyway, yeah, it was actually due a service because it had not been serviced for so long, and I asked the question, would they service it before sale? Oh, we don't do servicing. So you've got to pay 9 grand for a bike plus fees. We'll get to that in a minute. You're paying, I think the bike was like 9.2 or something, and then you got to sort them out. You know, you got to book it in to get serviced. I mean, you probably want to get it done properly at a Ducati dealer just to check there's no updates or anything. Yeah, so you're paying good money for a bike, and then you've got to get it serviced. Would have been due a brake fluid change as well, etc. So it would have needed a full service basically. So on top of it, I think the price was about 9.2. So then on top of that you got an admin fee, which is not clearly stated, and I think that was about £200, I think. I'll double check that. If it's wrong, I'll flash it up. And on a website it says, oh, if you order it online you get I think it's a £40 discount. Yeah, but then you look at the small print, oh, that's only if you get finance. So although the base price looks pretty good, once you start delving deeper and realise all the extras you're going to have to fork out for. Well, you only get a 30-day warranty, by the way, as well, so you have to pay, of course, the warranty is extra. Yeah, so when you start to look into it, it's not really that competitive, and the part exchange price they will offer you is always low ball because of the seemingly low prices of the bikes they sell. So yeah, I don't know, just personally think it's a bit of a con, and I dodged a bullet as well under some of the bikes you look at as well on there. I was looking at, there's a couple of other bikes, and one of them you could tell had been dropped at least a couple of times. Yeah, so I don't know, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Have you brought a bike from Superbike Factory? Have you been pleased with any, any issues with them? I don't know. I personally, after that experience, oh yeah, and yeah, when I phoned them up, well, I put in all my details online and waited for the part exchange quote for the Aprilia. And I can't remember if I got an email or not, but yeah, they rang me up. We sort of discussed the price and that, yeah, and yeah, it wasn't a great part exchange price they were offering. Oh, don't forget, on top of all your fees, you've got your delivery fees as well. And then from what I hear online, I haven't got the experience, I don't know if it's true or not, they will try and haggle your price down once they get to you. But yeah, so I said I wanted a bit more for my bike. They said they were going to ring me back, and they never did. So I thought that was the end of that. They rang me up a couple of weeks afterwards, ringing me about the Ducati I was interested in. So obviously they hadn't sold the bike, and maybe wanted to offer me a bit more for mine, but by that point I'd already gone elsewhere. I had a look at a few other bikes on there, like different brands, and some of them have full service history and look in good condition, but yeah, personally, it's just disgusting, isn't it? Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go for it. I would probably only recommend buying a bike from them if you are really clued up mechanically, so you can you can check that bike over before handing over the cash. So that was my little superbike factory experience. As I said, I'd be interested to know if anyone's had any experience of them, and what their thoughts are on the process. So yeah, in the end I ended up buying this lovely little thing from Blade Ducati in Oxford. Was a seamless buying process and got a reasonable deal, quite happy. The only thing I would pull them up on, as I said, is on the front tyre pressure being 10 psi low. That should have been spotted, but otherwise the bike was well prepped, and it's a 1-year-old example, and obviously with full history. So obviously there's a separate video on this bike anyway, so I won't go over it too much, and that concludes that little segment of the vlog. So what else shall we talk about? Future plans. As always, I'd love to do more bike reviews. I just haven't really had any spare time to do any, and it's getting harder and harder to find dealers that are willing to help you out with bikes to test. Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of dealers always happy for me to test bikes from them, but again, I just haven't had enough spare time. I'm off out today. I'm meeting up with Brian, and we're going to be looking at some routes for a tour we're organising next year with so far 15 people interested, 15 vegan bikers, so that should be fun if we get anywhere near those numbers. Yeah, so after my accident, obviously a lot of you know I had a serious crash in 2015 where I got taken out by a drink driver. So this time it was a hit and run driver. I don't have any luck. I mean, both times there's very little I could have done. Speaking to people afterwards, yeah, I mean, I always look back on any kind of incidents I have and think, could I have done something differently? But unfortunately, I really do seem to be getting everybody else's bad luck. People always ask, oh, you're going to give up biking now? Of course I'm not, it's in your blood. I was constantly crashing through faults of my own. Yeah, maybe I might think, oh, maybe I should give that up. But it does make you wary though. I am nervous riding at the moment. It just really does feel like everyone's out to get me, which is probably a good thing to think like that, because they are all out to get you. You are invisible. Yeah, so planning some routes for the tour next year today. See what we can come up with. Going through Spain, hopefully visiting Andromeda Moto headquarters and their shop. First I'm going to try and find some lunch somewhere. Tell you what, we can discuss though as well with coming back to the bikes situation is I did a little video a while ago like, which is better, big or small, and I came to the conclusion that small is better when it comes to bikes. Nothing else, of course. Yeah, that was after riding the 1250 GS in France and comparing it to my 900. I just couldn't wait to get back on the 900 personally. And it's pretty much what I found out with the 200 compared to the Monster. I mean, don't get me wrong, the 200 is a phenomenal bike, but it's also, although on paper it's not heavy, that weight is higher up, and it's a tall bike, and the steering lock was laughable on it, and it just made it an awkward bike to just live with on a day-to-day basis. And the Monster can do pretty much everything the 200 does in a much lighter package. I mean, it's up to city speeds, this is just as fast as the 200. It's only when you start getting past the legal speed limits that the 200 would take off, but up to sensible speeds, can't see, you know, there really isn't much in it. It just takes off when you want it to. So yeah, I have found that smaller is definitely better, and to be honest, it's probably going to be my motto from now on. You know, there's been the odd time where I'm thinking I'd love to have the 1200 Tiger. Yeah, just that little bit of extra grunt when you two up, but the reality is it's although it's lighter than the older model, it's still a hefty bike. I'd move it about I mean, you have to remember I've got a weak right leg following my crash, so I have to think of these things. But yeah, again, the 900 will do most of the things that the 1200 can. The only advantages the 1200 has are the extra grunt when carried a pillion, and of course shaft drive. Aside from that, as I said, when I went from the 1250 GS back to my 900, oh, it was lovely, so much lighter, so much easier to live with. So I think I'll just conclude this little vlog. It was just a Nice to have a little chat to myself and to you on this nice day out on a bike. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe, it all helps me. And I'll speak to you on the next one. Cheers for you riders, see you on the next one.